I find that I'm deeply moved by the way you describe loss in your stories.
Loss.
Is this something that you've experienced in your own life?
Yes. I don't think anybody can get. I'm 63 now. I don't think anybody can get to my age without having experienced significant loss in life. Like at my age, I've now buried my parents, and I've buried children, and there are. I'm not very good at loss. In fact, I'm very bad at loss. There are other kinds of loss that I find really difficult and do not understand. I call it that living losses, and I don't know how it happens because when I love, that because love equals loss somewhere down the line. That's the deal.
Right.
You know, you get to love, you're going to lose. Somebody's going to lose. Boy meets girl, girl meets boy, boy loses girl, girl loses boy. That's how it goes. What I find really difficult, because when you lose someone to the mist beyond the falls, as in they go to heaven or they die, and what whatever mystery awaits us is there, but they didn't reject you or leave you voluntarily. It happens to us all. We know that. It's hard. We feel sorry for ourselves and we miss them, and it hurts. It hurts depending on what it is. And losing a child, burying a child, is the hardest thing I've ever had to do. But I find these living losses that I'm talking to you about, that has happened to me, I think 3 times in my life now, where people I've been involved with for decades, insofar as loved them, still do, and they just disappear. Usually after change in their lives, like one I'm thinking of in particular, she got married, she moved actually to another country. The marriage didn't last, she came back, and I still had her number, and I knew she was back, and I didn't know she still had the same phone and that, but I called, and for a long time I didn't get her on that number, and then I don't really remember the circumstances, and one day I did, and I remember she said to me, "Did you want something?" And my heart was broken, and this is just an example. But after that, we had a really nice conversation. It was the last conversation we had. Not because I didn't want to talk to her or anything. It's just I was no longer a part of whatever reality she was now inhabiting.
Yeah.
And that's happened to me with 2 other friends too. And I do not understand this. To me, love never ends, and it hasn't ended for me in my heart towards these people. And it's not as if we had an argument or a fight. I mean, I don't fight with people, so my friends are. When I love someone, I love with my whole heart. They have my whole heart, and so it's, you can break someone's heart. That's why when you have a friend, they're precious. You need to hold them like you would hold a blossom and petals, and so the 3 that still hurt, me, I don't suppose I'll ever understand that. I don't have an explanation. I was never given an explanation, and they just went away, and I stopped calling, and I've never had any kind of a reason for this, and it hurts badly. And as I said, I'm not good at loss, and I think it's because I have no understanding of this whatsoever. I can't imagine doing that, walking away from love. To walk away from love when it's so rare. I mean, you don't find love every day. Some people never find love in a lifetime. And I've been really privileged and blessed in that way. I've had a lot of love in my life. I still do have a lot of love in my life, but I can't imagine walking away from love. And, particularly when there's no reason, or maybe they have a reason, but they've never told it to me, and there's no, there's been no altercation, there's been nothing negative that I'm aware of or know of, and I'm pretty quiet, person. I don't, I know what I've said, I know what I've done. I've never fought. I've had disagreements with friends, but it's always been an opinion about something, things like that. I don't seem to argue with people. I don't see the point. We all have perspectives, and anyway. But as far as losing people goes, I think those things for me, they hurt the most. If I could. That's hard to say too, though, because burying babies is not my favorite occupation. But to me, those are immortal sadnesses, and even though I know they're okay, wherever they are, it hurts me. It hurts me. Movies that have anything to do with that subject can make me I'm in a pool, in no time at all, and so. Saw a movie recently, First Man, with Ryan Gosling.
Yeah.
And he lost his little girl. And
right. I saw that movie.
You saw it?
Yeah.
Well, 3 minutes into that movie, maybe 5 minutes into that movie, I was gone. And I didn't care about the moon, but I did actually. That's why I wanted to see the movie. But I love that movie. That movie is now a part of me, and Ryan Gosling is who went to the moon, and But the whole point, if I can make a point of loss, loss is something I think that's beyond language. Really, we do when we write stories that involve loss. As I said, I'm always inhabiting their world, so I can bring everything is extirpated that's in me, including the confusion and the pain associated with that. So if you're deeply affected by it, it's because I'm deeply affected by it. And I still am, and I imagine I always will be.